I'm not a believer of getting into the horror story of why I am what I am and where I came from. I understand that in order to relate to other people, that I may perhaps need to touch on it and let them know, I see you, I understand you, I've been through sexual abuse, I've been through physical abuse, I've been through bullying, I've been ostracized, I've been kicked out, experienced alcoholism and drugs and chasing an ideal of success that isn't quite the healthiest. But it's not about the story, it's about what shifts you from recreating the story and what helps you to create a new story. And that's what my Vivid Life is about. And so it's in the inquiry, it's in the practice, it's in the questioning, just experiencing different modalities and create the life that you really want. I produce a website in which is all about living your vivid life, and I get a lot of requests for people to partner with my website. And at the time I had somebody working with me who said, hey, there's this girl really wants to get in touch with you. They're just starting this new endeavor to partner luxury, adventure, and spirituality. And I was like, yes.
Allison and I have been spiritual seekers for a while. And not to alarm anyone with that word, because spirituality is really self-awareness, personal development.
We were up at her cottage a number of years ago, kind of talking about what we loved most about our work in the incentive world. We loved the luxury, and we're both seekers, and we thought, why can't you have both? Why can't you have luxury and spirituality?
We're looking to really give people the opportunity to experience the world at its finest while learning more about ourselves along the journey.
The dream of going to Ireland unfolded way quicker than I had ever thought, because I was able to exchange value for value with my website and with their experience in order to come to a collaborative agreement so that we could make this happen. Since I was a small boy, I've been captivated by the magical sounds of Irish music, the majestic landscape, and the mystical Irish folklore. Was it because of my Irish heritage? Or was there something within my soul I inherently knew I was to uncover? Over the next 5 days, I'll be traveling all over the country to visit sacred sites, thin places, and very old buildings.
Because if you go to these sites and you go with a sort of a regular tour or with regular guides, it's strictly sort of the history of it.
What are the names of Ireland? Ireland is called Éire in Irish. She's the goddess of sovereignty, Bamba and Fola. She's a triple goddess.
And she was able to really bring us into the spiritual, divine feminine element of all these sites. And that, for me, was magic.
Does this all sound crazy to you guys?
No.
But basically, you're coming to the Hill of Tara. Now basically what you're on today is a journey to the sacred centre of Ireland. Now it's an inner outer journey, like all our journeys. And it's important to realise that in the Gaelic tradition, we don't actually go towards what is actually significant to us, that we tend to circle around it.
You're like Moses. I think one of the biggest things in my life is not feeling connected. You know, seeing and feeling and looking at everything around me, but not actually feeling connected to it. Kind of feeling like I'm just a watcher or the observer to it. And being in North America, there's a sense of rush, 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 and a sense of disconnection from our food and disconnection from each other. Experiencing Ireland was completely different.
Gather round maybe. And we'll just do a little blessing among ourselves. Now this is to open the heart chakra. So you bow to the earth. Oscail Machri, Oscail Machri, Oscail Machri. Open the heart. Oscail Machri. And then up to the sky. Oscail Machri, Oscail Machri. And then down in blessing to one another. Oscail Machri, Oscail Machri. Okay.
It's said that in our deepest tragedy comes the greatest triumph, and one of the worst experiences in my life coming across on the ferry, feeling more seasick than you could ever imagine, actually wishing that I was not even in my body. To come and experience these Aran Islands is like the phoenix rising out of the ashes or the lotus in the mud. It's the darkest experiences make you appreciate the lightest of experiences.
So just take the site in here, go over there, have a look that way. There's even more spectacular views when you go inside as well. When you go inside, I'll let you look and experience it, and then I'll talk to you about it. You and I both know America's out here and Canada, but just say these people may have believed they were coming up to the edge of the known world. And if they did, then the next stop is the other world. And if you read our early cosmology, the sea is always, in the early historical period, the sea is always the threshold between this world and the other world.
I committed to myself when I lied down at Donegas to just completely let go. And I think that's probably the only time in my life that I actually completely let go. And I let go so much that I felt like I was being like absorbed into the earth. Although I've been practicing meditation for a really long time, I actually experienced meditation. That's what I would experience if I lived completely and totally present every day of my life. And I want more of that in my life. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that nature doesn't hurry yet, everything is accomplished. And so I get the sense that to surrender is to allow life to show up as it is and to know that every experience is just walking you home. This is St. Bridget's well said to have healing properties. People leave all their monuments and prayers for different people to be healed or protected. Along with its sacred sites, Ireland is home to many enchanting old buildings. Visiting the crypt of Ireland's oldest cathedral and several ancient castles gave me a deep appreciation for our ancestors and for their strength, tenacity, and dedication. Without the foundation built by our ancestors, who knows where we'd be today? And to be able to stand in these buildings gave me a deep sense of gratitude. Take a picture of me doing it?
As you can see, it's remarkably easy to make.
I'll dye my petticoats, I'll dye them red.
Oh my God. It's just like God's country. It's like the way that it was intended without being interrupted by man. Felt like I spent time. Everything constantly changing here all the time, and 1 minute it could be raining and the next minute the sun's shining, and what it does is it makes the Irish people really resilient and so easily adapted to change and so just welcoming of and loving of whatever is.
Both Deb and I believe that travel transforms the traveler. It makes us more open, more compassionate, more tolerant. And I think when you step out into new and interesting situations, that makes you more open to new possibilities.
Hi.
Hi.
Sarah, nice to meet you.
Shayne, nice meeting you.
Come in.
When we went to the locals for dinner, I had never been to these people's house, and I had kind of a sense of closure on the way there and a sense of nervousness, and I'm like, I don't know these people. And then the minute they opened the door, I was like, my shoulders relaxed and my heart opened, and I was like, these people like are all in. Everywhere we go to, it was like, and I couldn't believe the beauty and the magnificence that I was experiencing. I felt like I'm home, and I had only just met these people. I'd like to propose a toast to the absolutely incredible company, humor, and absolutely delicious meal and hospitality. Thank you.
Cheers.
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 Thank you so much for welcoming us into your home.
we just weren't talking about the surface things. We started to talk about, the deeper meaning of life, why we're here, and what we got from Ireland, and how that reminded us of ourselves and our purpose here. The Irish people have expanded my understanding of why it's so important for us to be connected to our food, the land, each other, and our higher purpose. We're at M. Morgan's, about 2.5 hours west of Dublin. This is the home of the big oyster festival, and I believe they raise the oyster in the river here and serve it up fresh here with some Smittix or Guinness or a little bit of goat cheese pie. When I experienced the Horse and Hound leading up to the castle, I experienced a sense of struggle with worthiness, and then quickly shifted to, oh my God, I manifested this. I put it out there since I was a child that this is what I want to do. I surrendered to it like it was just going to happen, and here it is happening. And so that quickly moved into a sense of gratitude, and just the entire day that I had spent an evening at that castle was just like magic.
So how are you doing? Good afternoon. Thank you.
Pulling up to this castle was like being awake in a dream. It's like the ultimate manifestation of like fairy tale land.
Don't worry, it's just like riding a bike.
Everyone who comes on the trip is unique and different in some way, but what happens over time is that they find each other, right? They find the commonality in each other, and then there's this seed of beauty. It's indescribable because you've experienced it.
Yeah, you become one big family.
I think the combination of spirituality, adventure, and luxury is a really brilliant idea. I have a spiritual path, and normally we're intense. So to be on a luxurious tour, and as well as seeing the spirituality of the area that we go to, it's very unique and really fun.
What stands out most about this trip, and what makes me feel that it contributes to living a vivid life, is the connection. It's a connection to the land, the connection to the food, the connection to the people. It's just like the interrelationship with everything all at once. And it's not only something that will stay as pictures that flash through your mind, but something that's going to stay in your heart forever. And a lot of people say when they go away on a trip or a vacation, I've left my heart there. Well, how I feel is my heart is expanded because of Ireland. It really helped to open me up and to have a drive to be that, to take that, the essence of that sense of connection with me from Ireland, and bring that home with me. We shall not cease from exploration, and at the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and to know the place for the first time.